Many factors are being considered when it comes to training of a child. Most persons do not understand. It takes a heart of gold and a heart of humility to be able to care for those little ones. For those that have not gone into the task, will be able to open their mouth to say anything. But for those that have been involved in the task of that have experienced is we have what to say and we understand that it's not actually easy to take care of those little ones. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another segment. On today's episode, we'll be diving into our Chinese family. On looking on this day, we have our Chinese mama and our Chinese grandpapa. Guess what? As you can see, her baby is doing so pretty cool. Many have been wondering that how is the baby doing? Would the baby be able to cope without the mom and dad? Some even goes as far, to ensure or to note that the baby should be breastfeeding by now. Well, as you can see, her Chinese baby is doing pretty cool and she is doing perfectly well under the care of her Chinese grandmama and also her Chinese grandpapa. Surprisingly, many things that, these couples will not be able, to handle this child. Several talks arises pertaining to this particular training about the child being staying with the grandparents, of the child being staying over in China without the mom and the dad. The dad and the mom they're in Tanzania right away. But notwithstanding, you can note that the child is doing pretty cool. It's under the care and perfect care of her Chinese grandmama. Surprisingly, many think that, her Chinese grandmama will not be able to handle the child. Many are looking for the negativity, not the positivity. But notwithstanding, as you can see, her baby is doing perfectly and perfectly well under the care of our Chinese grandmama and also our Chinese grandpapa. All thanks to our Chinese grandpapa to ensure that the baby stays well, laughed, eat, and feel joyful. An environment that is being calm, an environment that is inviting, an environment that is welcoming. Also impart or also contributes to the growth of a child. When the environment is coarse, when the environment is dirty, in quotes, dirty, the child cannot, survive under such environment. That is why in the hospital, one thing that the midwife and all the doctors, one thing they are most cared about is sanity and also cleanliness. For many people, are so dirty to the fact that, they can't even, their child or children cannot even survive under the atmosphere. So very important note to take on this particular clip is the ability to clean, is the ability to ensure that all utensils being used on the child, on a new infant, should be perfectly clean. As you can see that our Chinese grandmama is doing perfectly and she is perfectly, should I say yes, I should give her like say 90% clean. She is doing her possible best to ensure that the child lives well and lives under a clean environment. As you guys seen, she's actually doing so pretty cool, preparing special delicacy and ensuring that everything that is being the child's use is perfectly clean and that gives the child perfect health. As you can see, the child is perfectly in health and sound in mind. For some persons who do not understand the training of a child, who do not understand, the upbringing of a child, who just burst out anywhere and begin to say anything or at any time, and even not even appreciating those that are doing the caring, not if not even the mom or the dad, if not even the parent of the child, if it's another person, is to ensure that to give kudos or to give credit and to give like appreciate the person that is taking care of the child, but rather you get the negative side of it. Some will say, you don't even know how to take care of a child, you don't even do this, you don't even do that. Well, notwithstanding, if you're under that condition, just push such persons aside and concentrate on the training of your child, because joy comes when there is light, and joy comes when the environment is healthy, and joy comes when the environment is sanitized. Another factors to be looking into is the mind of an individual. The mind of an individual matters a lot. When you have a head in hand, mostly from the one you love, you find out that you can do utmost and perfectly best. As you can see, a Chinese mama is doing extremely well. Why? Because she had the support from her husband. As you can see, a Chinese grandpapa is aiding in every terms, in every aspect, and to ensure the family is being stable. And this give them and make us to know the kind of upbringing, the kind of background they are from. Our Chinese grandmama has Chinese grandpapa. They've shown a perfect example for all youth and also for all grandparents to pick notes of. Most grandparents thinks that okay, grandparents is just to just sit, eat, and all of that, or be complaining, my hands, my head, my legs, and all of that, my tummy. But you can see that on this particular notes in the Chinese environment, let me say in the Chinese category, you can find out that they do not sit be complaining. Rather, they are so happy to take care of the child, to ensure that the peace of their child, of their son, is being maintained. When the child is not in a perfect care or in a perfect hand or in a perfect environment or being cared for or being left aside, the son will be distracted, and that will make him to forsake. But right now, I can say our Chinese grandmama's son is in Tanzania, and the wife, our African lady, they are doing perfectly cool. Their mind is at peace. For the last time we checked, we saw that their mind is at peace. They are so happy because their baby is under a safe hand, and their baby is doing pretty and pretty cool. You will notice that the child is moving from crawling to sitting, from sitting to working, and now he's trying, to stand. As time goes, you find out that he will start walking. Yes, this is the stage, and this stage is not an easy stage. A stage of growth of a child is not an easy stage. For whoever says it's an easy stage should be questioned very well. The feeding of the child also is very important, and also the mindset of the child also very important. If you stay in an environment, or the caregiver, if they're in an environment whereby they have what is not, let's say, not just 100% what they have, like what they needed, but let the environment be clean, let the environment be peaceful, that will give the caregiver the kudos to forge ahead, to take care more of the child. You can see our Chinese mama feeling so happy. I so much appreciate our effort, and I so much appreciate our indulgence and happiness. And I think this child should be given to her. Well, let me not shake the table because most persons are ready to give a comment. But now we stand, you can see that our Chinese mama is a very good chef. For someone to love cooking, for someone to be prepared to handle the family, for someone to be cooking 24 hours a day, for someone to cook in a week, a month, and even a years. Well, much credit needs to be given to such person. All thanks goes to a Chinese mama to ensure that the family is on a stable road and a very good state. I so much appreciate her for our work well done. All right, this is where I'll be wrapping up today's episode. I hope you're enlightened onto this package. Please do stay tuned and stay blessed, and always remember, lovelies, stay good for now. Bye for now.